Hello, I'm Rebecca Vaughan from Dyad Productions. We were due to bring our show Female Gothic to the Theatre Royal Winchester on the 1st of November this year. Of course, given the current situation, that's not going to be possible, which we're absolutely gutted about. This would have been the third time we've come to the Theatre Royal Winchester. A few years ago we brought our show Austin's Women and also I, Elizabeth, and we were so looking forward to coming back. Not just as a company, but personally, the Theatre Royal Winchester has a very close, important place in my heart. I grew up in Eastleigh, and most of my family are still based there or around Winchester and Southampton. And as a little girl, I would take school trips, obviously, to come and see shows at the Theatre Royal Winchester, and my parents would also bring me to see shows there. And from a very young age, I saw the most wonderful stories, whether it was children's shows or pantos, but as I grew older, some of the more adult offerings as well. And it really instilled in me an absolute love of the theatre. This culminated around the age of about 15 when I went to go and see a particular production. It was the English Shakespeare Company bringing Hamlet to the Theatre Royal, I think maybe for like a week or so. And Alan Cumming played the title part, and I remember Eleanor Bron and Pip Donaghy played to Gertrude and Claudius. And by this point I was already very much in love with theatre, but I sat there and I watched this, and it was the most incredible Shakespeare I'd ever seen. It even made me cry, which with Shakespeare can be a hard thing to do. But I sat there and I remember feeling so moved by this particular production, and it was absolutely the moment of clarity where I knew I had to be an actor. I had to make telling stories a professional business, something I absolutely wanted to do. I can still see myself, I can see exactly where I was sitting in the stalls, and it had an absolutely massive effect on me, to the point where 20 years later I'm still doing it. And so for me, the Theatre Royal Winchester is not just absolutely personally important to me, but it's also a really important part of the Winchester community and the Hampshire community, and to be honest, the entire theatrical community of this entire country. These beautiful old Victorian theatres that can't be lost, that still feel so intimate even though you've got just over 400 people there. So I urge you, please, please, please do what you can to save this theatre. We've got until next month, till September. If you can share anything on social media, or please go to their crowdfunder and donate there, but just do what you can. We can't lose this theatre. Once it's gone forever, and that will mean that hundreds of other people, not just people like me who would want to tell stories and actually do that, but that listen to stories in the theatre, go to the theatre, and it changes them in some way, or just brings them joy, or introduces children to theatre from a very young age. So please, please do what you can. Thank you so much.